Hello and welcome to Hey Mom, Play This. I'm Kimmy Amber and I am standing at the polluted geyser because today we're going to earn as many candles as we can in 1 hour. I actually started at 5 minutes of the hour and the only lights I've picked up are the lights at home and the darkness plants that are usually right here. All the rest of the candles and I started, my candle was actually a very tiny sliver at the bottom of 156. So I've already earned almost one full candle just from picking up the lights in home and burning those darkness plants that are right here. The chevrons help you accelerate the first 15 candles actually, and we're going to see if we can get to 15 today in that 1 hour time frame, doing the Geyser Grandma Turtle Run. This is polluted geyser at the hour, and for me it's on the even hour. I'm going to see if I can find, before I post, I'm going to see if I can find a chart or something that shows you in your local time what the times are for you on this run. They're all in the same hour. So for me, Grandma, Geyser, and Turtle all happen in the even hour. Geyser, that steam, that smoke, starts to come out of the jars and out of these, they're called fumaroles. I had to look it up. They start to come out of here exactly on the hour, and this is so much fun. I love to do this. And sometimes there are little white smoky bits. Oh, this one's off. Sometimes the graphics on this is a little different each day. With what Sky does with this game, I'm amazed that there aren't little details like that that get lost in the shuffle more often. But these fumaroles will start to let off steam, and they just kind of rotate through the series of 5 or 6 of them, however many there are here. And then at 5 minutes after the hour, they all start to go off, as well as each of these bells start to release some steam as well. When they do, out pops darkness plants, little darkness balls. We go around and burn them, and that's how we get our light here. This is a 10-minute event. So from 5 minutes after until 15 minutes after, we'll burn these darkness plants, run around in circles like a crazy person to collect them because they go everywhere. And when it's completed, I'll see how many candles we've gotten just from Geyser. Now the README says that you can get up to 250 candle wax from Geyser each event. And I believe there is a limit of 1,000 per day. So you could only come here 4 times and actually get any light out of it. Now, don't quote me on that one because I'm going to have to look that up. All right, so there are the little balls. If you have a light source, you can throw it down into that geyser and light it. And even though it's underwater, it stays lit. Very strange. But sometimes, like the other darkness plants, when you have burned it, you can't see the light on the ground. So, like I said, we run around like crazy people to pick up the light. So that's the idea here. And we're going to do this for the next 10 minutes. There will be an eruption every minute for 10 minutes, and I will see you when they're done. All right, it is now 15 minutes past the hour. And I have, from Geyser alone, I've earned 3 full candles. 4 so far today, right? 56, all of 56, 7, 8, 9. So 4 full candles today when you count the light from home and also the darkness plants here. So not a bad 10 minutes work. All right. Now, Grandma starts to cook for the meal at 1/2 on the 30. So I have time, since it's only 15, I have time to actually do my candle run in Hidden Forest. Now, you may or may not have as much time, but if I were to go straight to Grandma's, I'd have to just sit there. So might as well go ahead and spend the time getting some more of my light. Into Treehouse. Now, since the last video that you probably saw me go through here, I have done Season of Assembly. I don't know whether or not I'm going to post that. I've been having video and audio issues, and so some of my seasons, either I missed something because well, my fault, I left it on pause, or the audio is weird, and I'm having, as you probably know from my other videos, I'm not real good at the video editing stuff. So I have I'm trying to decide if I'm going to post my season videos. Most of them have no audio, which means either I need to type everything out and put it in as subtitles, or I need to dub over. And the only dub over attempt I've made so far has not been stellar. So we'll see how I feel about it. But my treehouse is now complete. That was the point. Sorry, I got off on a little rabbit trail there, didn't I? It's now complete. It wasn't before. Just an empty space. And because I've completed Season of Assembly, I now have access to the shortcut doors. This one goes to Forced Entrance. I'll try and point out where these come out. This one goes to Forest Brook, and this is the one that would take us shortcut to Grandma's if we were going to shortcut it. And then this one takes us to the Boneyard and Broken Bridges. But we have time, so we're going to go do my candle run. Thunk. So, in one of the video in Eden, Panda said something about us being eternal and full of bells. Bells, B-E-L-L-S. And I had no idea what she was talking about. Like, what does that mean? Well, you would think that I, of all people, knowing my flying skills, would know that she meant this. Listen. It didn't do it. Why is it not doing it? Usually when you hit the walls, you get this little ting. Why is it not doing it? It did it in Treehouse. That's what reminded me about it. Well, maybe we'll listen for it again in a little bit. Shortcut. This takes practice to be able to do that consistently every time. Of course, you can light the lights and have the door open, but it does take, a tiny bit of time. It's not. Some of us are just impatient. There are some places where you can skip these doors. The first one you cannot, but you saw you can go through it. All right, Forced Entrance. There is the treehouse that's associated with Season of Assembly, and the shortcut door is right there. Somebody has opened the door for us. All right, Forest Brook. There is our treehouse. Right there on the left as we come in. Inside that second level is the door for the shortcut. Of course, the entrance to elevated clearing behind me now. And that's where the ancestral table of belonging, I think, is what it's called. Grandma's. Has an actual name. Well, and the reason I mention it is because it can be one of the daily quests, and it'll say go to, like one of them can be go to the polluted geyser, visit the polluted geyser. One of them is visit the ancestors' table of belonging. It's Grandma's. If you look at the candle up there on the left, you see that I now am missing one of the 3 chevrons. I have earned my first 5 candles for today. And I've been playing less than half an hour. I don't know what the time is right at this moment. I'm not going to stop to find out because I'm blind. We all know I don't fly and talk very well. 8:22. So I've been playing 27 minutes because I actually started at 5 minutes of the hour. And we just zip through here. One of my next projects has got to be to do the ancestors, the ancestral spirits. All the spirits for Hidden Forest. And this section, Forest Brook, there are 7 spirits in this section of Hidden Forest alone. So it'll most likely be a 2-part video, like I did with Daylight Prairie. There's just so many of them. I want to keep the videos shorter, and in order to do that, I can't just run through all of them. Little crabs on their heads. There's one. In fact, that's Hide and Seek Pioneer, I think. And that one, that emote is really unique because rather than just looking like you're playing hide and seek, if you use that emote, you can actually play hide and seek with other people. They just join you. You start the emote and they can tag in, and then they go and hide, and you have to go find them. I think it's fun. But the emote is... I love the emotes, so don't get me wrong, but that emote is more than just waving your hand. All right, broken bridges. In this section, I want to say there's 6 or 7 in this section as well, of the spirits. I mean, there's 2 of them right there. We haven't even gone very far. And this next set of lights can be one of 2 places. It can be at the bottom of the tree on the left, or it can be up here on this branch. I usually, when it's on this branch, but not always. Usually there's no lights up here when it's on the branch. Those are colored lights, which is fine, but we're not going to stop for them. Oh, I better check my light. That's not good. And when it's on that branch, the lights here for this section or this area are usually here behind the building rather than up front by the brazier, which is where we're going to have to go next so that I can recharge my light. This would be the other spot. Okay, we're going to plug the brazier for a second and go turn off the rain. I'm so used to having lots of light on my personal account. That I don't always pay attention to my energy here in Hidden Forest, and many times either one of these accounts I'm standing under that final bell tower with no energy because I missed. Then I have to go and find a brazier to cuddle up to regain my light. All right. The lights I just got at the bottom of that tree there, if they aren't there, then they're with the spirit that is underneath that first portion of the bridge. I think I mentioned that in the playthrough where I missed it and somebody pointed it out for me. Lights, lights. There, like I said, there are 4. Did I mention it in this cut? There are a group of 4 traveling spirits coming next week. They'll be here for 2 weeks, so it gives us time to earn candles so that we can actually buy their cosmetics. But I am not capable of doing this darkness tree by myself. So unless somebody shows up right now, yay, come help. There are people who can do this by themselves, and I'm always very impressed. Oh, look, another person. I'm always very impressed when I see somebody who can burn this by themselves. But there are 4 spirits coming. They'll be here for 2 weeks-ish. And all of their cosmetics. Now, that's a lot of candlelight for cosmetics. Unfortunately, Hey Mom will not be able to get very much because I only have 160 candles now. 156 is what I started the day with. And it's not uncommon for a single traveling spirit to get all of those cosmetics in what you can purchase in candles. Not uncommon for that to be more than 100 for each traveling spirit. So I will pick up some cosmetics in the next 2 weeks, but not many. And that's why you still see me in the yellow cape. Actually, I've kind of gotten used to Hey Mom being in the yellow cape. Kind of that I'm still a moth, but I'm not really a moth kind of feel. But every time I change my cosmetics, I think that it just doesn't look right. I've gotten used to Hey Mom being in the yellow cape with the pigtails and the leggings. So you'll see her occasionally in something else. I did a video on a spirit where I was wearing the Aurora cape. All right, so it is just now 1/2 the hour and Grandma is cooking. So in 5 minutes, she will actually start to serve, and I will be back when that happens. All right, so it is now 35, and Grandma has started to serve. Now, see, there's one of the little steamed buns. If you have a light source, you put it on the table and it will auto pop all of these things for you, which is convenient in some ways. If you light the candle, of course, in the center, then you can sit down and have a conversation with the other people here. So it is a social area. But when there are no lights to auto pop the steam buns, you have to run around. And because there's so many lights here, I can't actually show that to you. But that's okay. We'll talk about other stuff. So at Grandma's, this is another 10-minute event. She serves once every minute for 10 minutes. And in a single sitting, you can get over 500 pieces of light. They're the steam buns. If there's no light, then they get, they get blown around by the force of auto popping. The ones that aren't where they can be popped, like that brazier's not centered on the placemat, so it's not going to be effective. But the force of some being popped will actually blow the other ones off the table. Total tangent. All right, you can earn a little over 500 in a single sitting. I think it's 525. I did find the page, so I will post that link. Grandma. It's a very, very long page. It has all of the listings of additional light sources. But Grandma's players can get a maximum of 500 pieces of light from a single event. But Grandma is limited to 1,000 per day. So if you were to come here, on the second time you're here, the last couple of minutes where the buns come out, when they explode, you won't get any light from them. But you can get 1,000 light from coming to Grandma twice. If you have 5 minutes here, 15 minutes here and 15 minutes there, it might be worth scheduling it on the Grandma hour and just pop in to do those. Same thing with Geyser if you have the time. Now, Grandma has another little thing that is going on, and that's that she shares that 1,000 minutes with the turtle. And when we get to turtle, I'll show you what I mean. The turtle, as he swims around during the light event, drops a little trail, and that trail is what combines with Grandma. So if you were to follow turtle around, you could collect multiple amounts of light. I don't know if I can find it real quick, but the amount that you get by following them around, you have to follow them around for a while before you get anything significant. So the fact that it combines with Grandma is not as big an issue unless you have nothing better to do than to follow the turtle around. It does not say 100 pieces of, nope, that's the big clam. It doesn't say how many you can get from following the turtle around, but it does limit if you've already gotten the 1,000 points from Grandma. All right, we have about 6 minutes more. I'm going to put you on pause and I will be, oh wait, we have one that didn't burn. How many more have we lost while I was reading the wiki? Oh, that's going to be disappointing, but that's okay, because if I come back to Grandma's later, I will still have at least a couple of servings at the very end that will make up for any I may have just missed in this conversation. So I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, now this should be the last serving. And you can tell because Grandma will, I'm going to be able to see it. Stuff in the way. When she's done, Grandma will blow kisses. Do we have another one? Perhaps there's one more. All right. And when Grandma is done, she blows kisses and then moves over to the side where we can give her a hug. Thank you so much, Grandma, for our food. And now we come over here and I will do this. We have now received in total, started at 156, the low side of 156, 12 and a half candles. And it's been less than an hour. Now it is quarter till the hour or 45 after the hour. I don't know. Different countries express their times differently, but it's 45. And the next event is the sanctuary turtle. Now, you can go through the wind path, through hidden forest, like we did earlier. You can go into Daylight Prairie, take a right, go through the bird's nest, take a right, and go down to the turtle from there. Or if aviary is your home, you can actually take the wind path entrance, I guess you would call it, which is over here. If you have not done the season of flight, this will not be open to you. So you will have to go through Daylight Prairie. But this is another quick way to get into Sanctuary Island. There are 6 sections off of the wind path. The first one is Cave of Prophecy for the trials, which I have not done yet. Then we have Sanctuary Island. After that is the Starlight Desert, the Forgotten Ark. I'm trying to remember them in order. This is Cave of Prophecy right here. Forgotten Ark, Hermit Valley, and then the caverns. All additional areas that were added into realms. And I think when I did the season of flight, which I haven't posted yet, but I think when I did it, I did a fly through of the wind paths and pointed out where each of the exits went. I think, like I said, it was one of the ones that I was having audio issues on. Okay, you just saw everything shake, and now it is sunset. Sunset at Sanctuary Island means turtle. And if we dive, there are now, come on, dive. There are now clams just hanging out. So this is where we get our light for turtle. There are clams on this side, and then if you look across the way, there are more over there. And there's turtle just come up right there. It's important to know where he came up. Oh, come on, get out of the water. Because where he comes up, now you see he has a plant on his back, but where he comes up, there's a light bloom. Oh my goodness, where is it? I always have trouble finding it. Always. Is it the second time he comes up? And of course now I have no light. All right, we're going to go down into the chasm because we're here. Down, 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 down. Of course, underwater, you got to watch the blue bar for your air, but you can recharge. This clam shows up when the plant on the turtle's back has been completely burned off. All right, one of these, or maybe a couple of them. Uh-oh, I'm stuck. That's not good. Of course, you get a little bit of air from the lights themselves. There, that'll help. Give me some energy. Sometimes it's inside here or hiding in the wall. I think it's supposed to actually be sitting in that space. And there can be anywhere from 2 to 4, I think, is the most I've ever seen down here. And if they haven't come from here, then you just go right back up. It's a very short space under the water, or under in this chasm, where you might find them. So if you don't see more than 1 or 2, there probably aren't. Especially if you need air. Come on, all the way up so I can get some air. There we go. Then we'll finish collecting our clams on this side. Whoa, what was that? I went flying. You can tap your spacebar or your skip underwater too, and it will just give you a little plump, or you can act as though you're flying and it will actually... Okay, and there is the trail that we were talking about combines with Grandma. Those little green lights. You can follow him around. He's pretty slow. And collect those lights. But we're just trying to see how much we can get from these 3 events as quickly as we can. So we're going to go grab this last one that's underwater, grab the big one, and then find out how many candles we actually earned today. Okay, there was light that just came to me from above the water. So the light bloom should be right here somewhere. There it is. So you can't see it. On top of it, even if you can see it, it's orange. So in this orange light, it's really hard to see. All right. So we'll pop this last clam. And now we started with 156 candles at exactly 1 hour ago. 156, we burned 13 candles today in 1 hour. Hey, that's a pretty good deal. If you have a few more minutes, you can go across to Sanctuary, get a few more lights over there, and maybe make it around 14. I usually start my Geyser Grandma run, and I don't always come to Turtle, but I usually start at about 20 minutes of the hour, and I do all of Daylight Prairie. Then I go to Geyser, and then I go to Grandma. And so in about an hour and 20 minutes, I usually get my 15 candles, and that seems to be where a lot of people give up. They figure that's enough. I shouldn't say give up. That's all the time they have. So there you have it. Geyser Grandma Turtle candle run. About 13 candles in 1 hour. As Cheetah reminded me the other day, like, comment, subscribe. This is Hey Mom, Play This. I'm Kimmy Amber, and I will see you again in our next adventure in the sky.